Hey, this is Geoff from No Devotion, and you're listening to Morgan Richards on Radio Cardiff.
Hey, I'm Morgan Richards from Radio Cardiff for 90.7 FM, and I'm very pleased to say that I'm backstage at the Globe music venue here in Cardiff. I'm joined none other than a band I highly portray as those permanent sunlight and dark addiction masterclasses from 10,000 Summers. It's of course our permanent supergroup. It's the wonderful Mr. Geoff Rickley of No Devotion.
Hey, Morgan, how you been, man? It's good to see you.
I'm good, it's good to see you too.
Yeah.
How's things?
They've been better, but right now, today, and a beautiful day in Cardiff, playing a show tonight in the boys' hometown, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, fantastic. Well, it's good to see things are good because it's been quite a hectic week for you
It has.
personally, really.
It has. It's been a personal, crazy week. My business has had a lot of crazy things happen, and then my health and safety were compromised in Germany. So just to be back in a familiar place that I've spent a lot of time in, like Cardiff, this is where we do all our rehearsing, and to be with people that I know all the guys' families, it's just really good to be here. Yeah.
Well, again, it's a pleasure to have you on again, especially since last time we caused a bit of a storm.
Yeah, last time was yeah, man. I thought after that I was like, man, I'm gonna remember Morgan forever because he broke this story kind of. But yeah, it is good to be back here.
Yeah.
That was just as a solo, so it's good to be back with a bunch of friends.
So, Geoff, to start, with everything said and done, after 2 years of hard work and anticipation to get this record out, has it just been a real relief and crucial moment to finally have Permanence released and to see so many people loving these songs and support you guys more than any time before?
Yeah, I mean, it's just really, the singles, I think the singles divided a lot of people, and people were like, Stay, is this pop or something? Like, what is this? And then they hear the record and they're like, oh, that's like the bright moment on the record. This is like a really dark record. You know what I mean? So it's like when you have a really dark record, you need a couple bright jams on there. So I think people they finally understand it. Now they're super excited. It's just it's really cool. I think the first two singles, for what it's worth, I think they shed any of the fans who wouldn't have come with us. So from there, it was like, okay, cut the crowd in half, and now we're building up again, and people are loving the record. It's so cool.
And really, when you think of it, it's been a year now since you released Stay as your first single and played your debut shows. But in that time, people have been so kind and supportive to get you to this moment where No Devotion is really the grand central focus looking at your careers.
Yeah, no, it's incredible, man. We didn't know if put out the record and it's like, cool, we did it, so that's it, or if it'd be like people actually really love it and we should keep going. So it's to find out, yeah, people love it, and also from Thursday fans saying I always hope Geoff would sing this way someday, that's about as good as it could get for me. You know what I mean? You always hoped I would do this. Awesome, I got it. I got you.
And with that, everything about the band has really flowed so naturally off the cuff, with the five of you being so in sync since day one.
Right.
Even where the guys picked you up from the airport to write for the first time and ended up writing most of the record so relaxed and just in the moment.
Yeah, we were just in Steve's bedroom, he was packing up his house to move, and even with all the chaos around, we just got in a room together, wrote together. As soon as I would sing a line, somebody else would be like, what about this? What about this? What about this? Just go around. And I had to stop and be like, I know you guys are used to each other, but I'm the new guy. This is really overwhelming. Everybody has so many ideas, you know what I mean? I'm used to sitting by myself for hours and working things out slowly. And now I've got all these guys who can sing as well or better than I can in the band, and I'm like, okay, this is scary. But then it was just from there, they just welcomed me into the family, showed me how easy it would be. I've never had an experience like this.
Yeah. And saying that, I've seen you guys get along so well. So does it just feel like the five of you were meant to make music together?
Yeah, I think so. It's funny, the first time Karen asked me if I wanted to sing for their new band, I just thought I don't even know those guys. I know Stu and Mike, but no. What, just because they had something bad happen, I should definitely sing for them? And I was kind of not cynical about it exactly, but just kind of I don't know. And now I can't imagine. My life would not be the same without those guys. They've been the most supportive family. They've been incredible. Yeah.
And one thing I wanted to mention, listening to Permanence as a whole, it's such a dark, brutal and gloomy record,
Right.
with a few elements and surprises that most people weren't expecting, but in the best possible way.
Yeah, I just think if you look at the couple of years we had before this record, It was never going to be a big, bright, happy record, or else it would have been fake, you know. And the thing that we said about this record is it's like got to be real. It's got to be real, you know. And those guys have been through it. I've been through it. It's like this is a dark time, you know. I think almost without question, the next record will be brighter. You know what I mean? The guys were saying though, like after the week that I've had, we've got to write at least a few more gloomy, stormy songs though.
And really, there's almost a shock factor on the first track, Break, that makes you wonder what else are you gonna hear.
Right. Yeah, that was a definite. That was not the first song when we finished the record. The first song was Night Drive, and that gave it this real post-punk feel. The whole record was sort of like dark and shiny. And we were like, all right, that's cool. It looks like the cover art. It sounds like that. That's cool. It's a 7-minute song almost, and it takes forever to get to Permanent Sunlight. And like we were like, I don't know. And I was like, what about if we put Break and just make it a clean break from everything we've done, make it something nobody expected? And you're like, that shock factor, and everybody heard it. Like, I just played it to our label manager Norman, who was in Texas the Reason, and he's like, oh my god, I love this. I can't believe you guys did this. This is amazing. And it's like, cool, great, you know. Then we followed up with like some more rock and roll. The rest of the record gets more rock and roll from there, you know. But it started out kind of surprising.
And one thing I love is that you've actually described the record as a dance music you can't dance to.
Right.
Because there was a lot of additional influences going about.
Right, yeah, I mean the thing is that like these guys, you know, they're older than most music fans out there, like, so they've been listening for a long time and they're into a lot of different stuff. Some of them were into thrash metal when it first happened. Some of them were, you know, it's like some of them were into goth, some of them were into post-punk, like you know, noise, like stuff like that. So it's like all that stuff is in there. And even if the beats are like taken from like trap or like pop, like somebody say a beat sounds like Churches in the first song or something, it's like, yeah, but it's too slow to dance to. Did you notice? Have you tried to dance to it yet? It doesn't work. And it's like, so it's like we're not, you know, trying to get people dancing. It's just we're using these elements that we love, and yeah, it's cool. You know, no agenda, just make something that feels right, feels new. You know, like, God, when people are in bands as long as we've been, it's so easy to just make the same thing over and over and over again. It's depressingly easy. You get it done and you go, I just did that again. Oh no. But doing something new is really challenging, even when you've been doing it this long, and exciting, you know, really, really exhilarating.
And quickly, Geoff, just a couple things before you go.
Of course.
There's been a lot of talk this week, obviously, regarding your label Collect Records and your main investor. Now, I don't want to get too much into it, but I do understand you're going to take some time out and really try and see if you can continue the label and support the bands you have so far.
Yeah, I mean, any records that are in the pipeline right now, that's mostly No Devotion and Wax Idols, I'm going to give them like a ton of love right now because it's already coming out no matter what. So I have to make sure that I can like take care of it, you know what I mean? But after that, I need to take a break and like look at the wreckage, you know, see if it's savable. I'm not even sure it is, you know. I mean, sometimes you get your name run through the mud and it just sticks, and sometimes people see the way you react to it and they trust you again and they think, oh, I knew he would react like that. So I just kind of have to see how people react. I mean, right now it's been really, really amazing, but I really need to think about it seriously because, you know, this is my whole life, my job, my career. I had employees, I have an office, like I have all these things that I have to like cancel and get unemployment for and stuff like that. You know, it's really hard. You know, I think in the United States, our funding for the arts is 47 cents per capita. No civilized country has art spending that low. You know, in Switzerland, I think it's $150 a person, things like that. So it's really a shame that anything that funds the arts like we did should shut down the way that we did. But you know, but I really think that I just have to examine my conscience, and I have to examine the business, and I have to see if I can again do something that'll help people, because that's what I started out to do, is to help bands, you know, young bands. I bought them vans, I did all this cool stuff for them, and it's all I really want to do with my life is help people.
And to end on a lighter note, we've mentioned how fantastic the response has been to get Permanence out, but what does the future now hold for No Devotion?
I mean, honestly, it's like freedom now. You know what I mean? Like Permanence, I think that was like the test. If we could get to this one record, we wanted something to wipe the past away for those guys, something that they could point to and say, like, this is what I'm in, this is the band that I'm in. Now that we have that, it's like, well, what do we have to worry about anymore? People accepted it, people love it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's on and up. Like, we already started talking about what movies we want the next one to sound like. Like, if it looks cool, we want it to sound like it looks. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, we already started talking about, like, oh, The Guest. We want it to kind of look like The Guest. We want it to look like this. We want it to look like that. So, yeah.
Okay, well, fantastic. So at the moment, you're just going to really enjoy this album cycle and
Yeah.
start work on maybe even more new music.
Oh, I mean, we're already starting work on new music, but it's like, we were talking like maybe we don't even make another record for a while. We just start doing soundtrack songs and just like
Okay.
let people just hear songs in movies like over and over again. We don't know yet. You know, it's like this album is all we need right now. But now that we're confident, okay, those songs are great. Time to make new ones. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, fantastic.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Well, that's about it. Cheers, Geoff, for taking time out to have a catch
Cheers,
with me.
Morgan. Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, no worries. Best of luck now with everything in the near future, and hopefully, I can catch up with you again very soon.
I'd love it.